Alright, as promised, here is the disassembly video of the Cold Steel Recon 1 Ultra Lock Generation 2. So for those who just want to see how this knife looks inside, I will leave you a timestamp in the description box where I have already disassembled the knife. For the other ones that don't know how they ended up here, there is a full-on video on this knife on my channel. This is just the disassembly video. Yeah, in comes the knife maintenance cleaning box, or pouch I should say. So basically it's very simple. We need to pop out those Torx screws on the back side of the knife, so that run into those tubes. You don't need to bring the lock bar out, you just need to remove. I mean, you can, you don't necessarily need to do it though. So let me just see if why we are not in focus. So let's just throw our Torx in there, because we know it's not fine. Losing stuff is not so cool. So there goes our pivot. And yeah, we also need to remove the pocket clip. Pocket clip needs to be removed on this one for this knife to fall apart. So there you go. There you see the first access lock, but I will take it apart further and then we will compare it to not axis lock. Did I say axis lock? Ultra lock. I mean the omega springs. So those are the tubes that those Torx ride in. Focus. So we pull all those tubes out. It's actually not too difficult. And then we also need to pop out the tube where the pivot runs in. I have recently cleaned this knife, so it's very clean, and we actually just do this for a video. So here we go. That is the inside of this knife, and underneath here we have those washers. Where's the other one? There's the other one. So here we go. So first up, let's start with this one. These are the washers, nylon washers I should say. They're quite thick. They're about the thickness of, like, let's say a standard phosphor bronze washer that you would find in other knives. So they're not these really cheap ones, the thin sheaths that run over phosphor washers. They are like full-size nylon washers. There you can see our omega springs. I will not take them off right now because I've already done this, but in comparison, here comes some Benchmade omega springs. Can see some of those are broken. Benchmade, we all love you and hate you at the same time. Not this one. So here is the comparison. This is a Benchmade omega spring, and the other one is of course the Cold Steel omega spring. So you can see by the thickness, can you see this? Can you see it? By the thickness, the Cold Steel omega springs, not only are they larger, but they are also quite substantially thicker. Not substantially, but no, I would say twice the thickness of the Benchmade ones. The ones Benchmade uses. Let's get this shit out of here. So there is the omega springs, and then you can see, like usually on this type of locking system, like let's say axis lock or whatever SOG Cold Steel lock, they have also, I always forget how SOG calls this locking system, but usually on the axis lock they cut the blade off right here for the, you know, this lock bar to, if you pull it back, it's kind of weird to show you this. So you pull the lock bar back and then it locks, when it's closed, it locks into one knot down here. But cold steel has a different approach, or had a different approach I should say. So they left much more blade back here and they did the cutout in underneath. So there's the question, or maybe there's the question that how do you get the lock bar out? Well, the lock bar has screws. The lock bar is basically one big screw, and you can take it out too. You just need to screw it off. I won't do it right now because there's really no reason for me to do this. But yeah, there you can see those heat-treated stainless steel liners. They have really gotten a beautiful color, I think, over the time. They have patinaed a little bit. I've gotten darker. I think it looks beautiful. Yeah. But also, oh, I almost forgot this. The Benchmade Omega springs are totally, okay, I guess they are bent just a little bit in terms of, you know, how they are bent to the side. These ones are bent a little bit more, but yeah, overall the shape is almost the same, not too much different. It's a little bit fiddling back together. I'm not sure if I will show this on camera because, or maybe maybe I should, because some people might be struggling with this, but you know, just need to bring your washers. Okay, difficult reassembling on camera is not fun. I can tell you so much. But that's basically how this knife works inside. Oh, I almost forgot, guys. The in my review I mentioned this knife has less or none side-to-side play at all, unlike let's say other knives that use this locking system. Let's not hate on one company all the time. Because there's this substantial steel back here. If you think about it, you know, you have those liners and the steel is trapped in here, so side-to-side play is really difficult on something like this. Whereas, let's say, if the blade would end right here, you of course develop side-to-side play. And that's how other companies do it, that they end the blade right here, do a cutout, and then this whole thing is not existing. So that's why you have side-to-side play on those locking systems. And if you do it like this, you have a lot of steel in here, which makes, of course, the knife gets heavier, yeah, of course, but you end up with no side-to-side play, also meaning that if your blade is closed in this position, it can wobble around in the closed position also. I think this is a different approach, but also, I mean, I don't think it's a different approach, it is a different approach, but I think it's, yeah, maybe a better approach, actually, to what other people are doing. I think it's solid construction. And as you can see, the Omega springs inside here on this 16-year-old knife are in perfectly fine shape, until now at least. Hopefully it stays like that. Yeah, let's see if I can bring this back together on camera, otherwise I will just cut the video. So, and then you just put on the scale again on this side, make sure all the tubes are inserted correctly, and then you just screw it together. So for the sake of the length of this video, I will not put on the pocket clip on camera right now. We'll just show to you that we still have a good action. There we go. Yeah, everything's fine. So that was it, guys. The Cold Steel Recon 1 Ultra Lock disassembly video. Like I said, I have done a full video about this knife. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.